Hello people, my name is Ben. I apologize for not having a Steam video yesterday, but I've got one today. I'm coming back. Just a quick note, the games that I would recommend from yesterday: Darksiders 2 franchise pack, if you've already got quite a few THQ games such as Saints Row the Third and stuff like that. If you don't have all of that stuff, then just go ahead and get the THQ collection, because it's like £9 more than the Darksiders franchise pack, and you get all the THQ games ever on Steam ever, so why not? And the other ones are of course Dishonored and Psychonauts, two phenomenal games that I would highly recommend, and also stuff like Splinter Cell Conviction and Chaos Theory from the Tom Clancy franchise pack. That's about it from yesterday. Moving on to today's stuff, we are starting off with Train Simulator 2013, a game in which you simulate trains in the year 2013. You can see the prices on screen now and make a judgment if you actually want it. I'm sure most of you will say no. Next is the Dawn of War franchise pack. This is quite a large discount, and you can get a huge discount on all of the games. Ultimately it will save you £35, so you probably just want to pick up the franchise pack, even if there are a few expansions in there which may not be up to standard, not the best, but I'd say it's definitely worth just getting the entire franchise pack. $9.99, £8.74, bit of a rip-off, or €9.99, also a little bit of a rip-off, means that it's not that expensive still, even if it is more than the US pay. I think it's still a great deal if you are into sort of strategy games and such. Does this come with... No, it does not. I don't believe it comes with Space Marine. So you'll get in the Dawn of War collection, not Warhammer in general, so don't expect stuff like Space Marine to be in here. This is for strategists, enthusiasts and such, people that are really interested in getting into the Dawn of War franchise should definitely check this out, because this seems like a really good cheap way to get pretty much the entire franchise, of course, and I would highly recommend you do that if you have even a passing interest in the series. Next is Dungeon Defenders. Extremely cheap. You'll probably be wanting the collection though, which comes with the 24 pieces of DLC, or alternatively you could be looking at Humble Bundle, which currently has this as a pay more than the average, which is currently $6.40, and then you unlock this plus all of the DLC. That's cheaper just for that single game, and you get Legend of Grimrock, Snapshot, Binding of Isaac, Closure, Indie Game the Movie, Shank 2, which are all fantastic games in my opinion. Some of them are debatable, I guess. This is an amazing bundle, one of the best they've ever had, so definitely check out the Humble Bundle 7 and spend like 10, 15 bucks, 20 bucks on that and support Humble Bundle, charity, and of course the developers, depending on the way you split your money. You'll also get the soundtracks for almost everything there, everything that they could possibly do. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I would definitely suggest you just go ahead and do that. Don't even look at the Steam version, don't bother with that. Just go to Humble Bundle, get it from there, and it provides you with Steam keys as well as DRM free versions. So, you know, why would you not go ahead and do that? And also it has a Steam Workshop for this game as well, which is rather awesome. People have been adding a lot of stuff. Next is Dead Island, Game of the Year edition, because the normal edition doesn't even exist anymore. So 66% off, is it worth it? That depends. It's got quite a bit of content, but most of it's pretty laborious. It's a decent looking game in some areas, and then in other areas it's just completely shit. Combat's fairly good. Some of the best melee combat in a first person game ever, definitely. It's got a rather complex control scheme. Story, not as good as you'd hope. I really do hope they improve that in a Dead Island Tidal Wave. I don't know, just Tidal, something like that. Anyway, I hope they improve the story, because it had a lot to live up to with that amazing trailer, and it didn't come anywhere near it. It didn't focus on enough of the characters, wasn't interesting, there weren't many likable characters, not the best PC port. I would say avoid it if that puts you off. But if you can get past that and you sort of want Fallout with melee weapons and obviously some guns on an island at a rather cheap price with some melee combat and such with zombies, then sure, check it out, especially with friends. If you can get some friends together for it, then I would suggest it. Why not? Why not? It's a fun co-op game. That's about it though. Next we have Dota 2, 50% off. This isn't for Dota 2 because Dota 2 is, well, it's free because it's Dota 2. It's a free to play game. They would be rather stupid charging people for it with stuff like League of Legends already existing. Why would people pay for this? I have no idea. However, you can pay to have early access to it. So this gives you early access to Dota 2 in its beta stages, which it is currently in. I already have access to it because I signed up for it. I'm not sure if you can still sign up for it. It's not really worth it, I'd say, unless you have very, very little patience and you've been really desperate to get into it. But if not, just use League of Legends. Use that to hold you over. I wouldn't say this is worth it at all. It gives you early access for like $14.99 on a game that's going to be free. It gives you some stuff. It gives you like skins and such, but that's about it. It only gives you skins. Yeah, so if you really want that, then sure, but other than that, please be patient. Just stay away from it for now, because I wouldn't, at this price even, I wouldn't suggest it's worth it. Not even at this price, 50% off. Like, the fact that this is 50% off and this is still the price for it, a game that is going to be free whenever it comes out of beta, is kind of ridiculous. And finally, we come over to Blood Bowl Chaos Edition and Legendary Edition. There's no point in getting the Chaos Edition unless you're an extreme Blood Bowl enthusiast, which you probably aren't, or if you are, then you probably already have it, so there's no point in any of this. Legendary Edition, 75% off. You can see the prices on the screen now, $4.99, sorry. Not bad at all if you have been interested in Blood Bowl. It was based on a board game, surprisingly, Games Workshop board game. It's okay. I quite like it a little bit. It's got some strategy and it's got some action, and it's extremely challenging and difficult to get into, which will probably put you off. But if you're ever interested in trying it, I guess now's the time, considering just how cheap it is. I think you might as well if you have a passing interest in it. But, you know, it's really just, you play it and you decide. I'm not sure if it has a demo. It doesn't have a demo, so this is pretty much the closest you're going to get to a demo. Just a really, really cheap version of the game. Overall, today's deals were not as good as yesterday, of course, because yesterday's were fairly awesome, but it's not been awful either. Definitely keep an eye on the flash sales. Of course, there have been some real gems in there, other than XCOM, because it's cheaper out of the places. It's like 50% off at Get Games Go. You might want to go there, so yeah. But there's stuff like Counter-Strike Global Offensive and Unmechanical that have been in there, and of course Amnesia, which was on there just before, and that's been on sale an incredible amount of times. But then you've got stuff like Quantum Conundrum, which I think is like, that's already been in there. Limbo and Condemned, yeah. They'll be up for like another 11 hours, so you might want to check those out. Definitely. Okay, so that's my thing for today. I will be back tomorrow. I'm not missing out tomorrow, don't you worry. I will try not to miss another day, and we'll see how it goes. This is going until January 5th. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do all the days after the 28th, but I will try my best with my limited resources, don't you worry. Okay guys, I will see you tomorrow.